The biggest rabbi in history other than Moshe Rabbeinu was Rabbi Akiva. He had 24,000 students that the lowest among them, the lowest one, not the highest one, the lowest among them was able to revive the dead. Somebody died, he just prays for them, they come back to life. That was the lowest. The highest one was a person that when he would learn Torah, his name was Yonatan ben Uziel. When he would learn Torah, there would be a fire, a spiritual fire that would be created that would reach the heavens, that if a bird flew over it, it would be burnt, like a korban, like a sacrifice. Just learning from a book, like us. Not like us. Meaning such level of kedusha that they were like, might as well be a different species. When we found out about all of these wonderful people, we realized, wow, this is not only a good thing, this is good news. Let's do something. Okay, let's learn. How do we convert? You have to learn Torah. You have to take on mitzvot. You have to take on everything. When we found out that this is true, my wife says, I want everything. I said, yeah, but everything is a lot. She said, everything. You have to be modest. No problem, everything. I said, you have to cover your hair with the mitpachat and everything. Everything. I said, you have to eat this and this. She goes, everything. I said, I'm not ready. She goes, I am. I said, but I'm not so sure. She goes, I am. It's either fake or it's real. It's real, I'm going all the way. Meaning, she forced me to do even more tshuva. So now we have to call the Beit Din. We meet a few times, Baruch Hashem, everything works out perfectly. And the Beit Din tells us that, listen, since you're together, you cannot live together, especially now, and definitely not after she converts. So the minute she converts, either you get married or you live in different places. I said, why waste time? We're getting married the same day, we'll marry at the same time. I said, no problem. We'll have the chuppah at the Beit Din. Meaning, she dips into the mikveh, we finish, she's a Jew, okay, now we do chuppah and kiddushin. Now so far, so good, right? Here's the problem. Every single time there's something big supposed to happen that's holy, the Yetzer Hara has to interfere. Why? He has to ruin it. He has to give you a test. Why? To see if you really want it. There's a pasuk in the Torah that says, HaShem says, He sends tests to the people He loves. Why? He wants to know if you love Him back. If HaShem gave you only good all the time, to love Him is very simple. But if He gave you a test, a flat tire, you lost some money, got sick a little bit, and so on and so forth, but you still keep Shabbat, that means you really love Him. That means you're really connected to Him. So even though my business was collapsing, I still had something left. My health wasn't exactly so good, but it was getting somewhat better. We got a phone call, okay, Beit Din, wedding, same day on such and such date. I said, great. 2 days before the Beit Din meeting, I get another infection. Now these infections, they're not like small infections that you can say, you know what, I'll just deal with it. It doesn't work that way. It continues to grow until you either die or have a surgery, or whichever happens first. So I said, well, I'm not having a surgery because I have a surgery. We have to delay this conversion, this wedding, this thing. I'm not doing it. So we're just going to go to the conversion. I'm going to suck it up for 2 days with the pain and agony and let this thing grow like cancer. But I'm going to, as soon as we leave the Beit Din, we're going to the hospital. By the time that we got to the Beit Din, the infection was the size of almost a melon. Meaning I couldn't walk, I couldn't think, I couldn't do anything, but I was as happy as can be. HaShem said, you passed the test. How do I know? He didn't talk to me. But as soon as she dipped into the mikveh, my pain stopped instantly. Now I didn't actually realize it stopped. I just realized something good happened just now. But as soon as she came out, she goes, okay, so we're going to the hospital? No, we have to get married. She goes, no, but you're sick, you have an infection. No, I'm not in pain. If I'm not in pain, let's have the wedding, and then later on, we'll figure it out. So we went to go change clothes. And I said, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom to go change clothes. Mechila mikvotchem, because this has to be a necessary part of the story. And after I undressed, I discovered something. HaShem also performed the surgery while she was going to the mikveh, because my whole body was full of blood. Only difference is it didn't hurt this time. Now some people have a hard time believing it. I care less. I saw it. I was a witness. I was there. The point is, Rabotai, is that sometimes HaShem wants to give you a big test to such an extent that He forces you to either believe in the supernatural or abandon everything altogether. We got married and we realized, okay, we have to change everything. We did everything good. Let's continue learning, let's continue doing. So we had to undo a lot of things. And we figured, you know what? We'll do kiruv, we'll make a little bit of money from the business, and we'll survive. After a little while of learning, my rabbi told me, okay, it's time to take the next step. I said, what step? I finished. No, I said, no, you just started. I said, what do you mean? He says, you have to share the knowledge. Hashem gave you a gift. I said, what gift? He gave me a wife. He gave me, Baruch Hashem, health now. I'm feeling better. He goes, no, he gave me a different gift. He said, what gift? He says, he gave you the ability to speak. People like to hear you talk. I said, okay, yeah, I use it for business. I make a bunch of money from it. He goes, no, it's not for business. He didn't give it to you for business. He just sent you to business to train. He sent you to business to go training, learn how to talk. Why? To go tell people how to do tshuva. I says, really, you're serious? I mean, how much money are you going to make? He says, nothing. I says, what? It's a great job. I used to make $3,000 an hour and they tell me I work for free. He says, perfect. I says, you're not really a very good businessman, I'm fine. He goes, what do you mean? We're saving for Olam Haba. I says, what about Olam Haba? He said, Hashem runs the world. So I started giving Shiuret Torah. But I told him initially, I don't really know much. He says, whatever you know, teach it. You know Parashat Shavuot. You know Osir and Halakha, teach that one Halakha. And so on and so forth. And little by little, I started sharing my story. And little by little, I realized that most people know less than I do. But I got bored of my own knowledge, so I started learning more and more. It forced me to learn more. And it started working. People started doing tshuva. Regular people, regular average Jews were listening to the Shiuret Torah on the internet. I could never believe that somebody would listen to me. Like, I was a goy a few weeks ago, now you're listening to me? I couldn't believe it. Then Rabbi started calling me, like, wow, you helped me do tshuva. I said, what do you mean, you're a rabbi? He goes, yeah, but I need to do tshuva for something that you said. And it was unbelievable to me that what I said affected different people from all levels. Rabbis, Talmidim, all types of people, even Goyim started converting because of it. It was unbelievable. Now, as you become more and more popular, there's more demand for you. The problem is that when you do business, you can't stop doing business. You have to continue making parnasah. You can't just say, listen, I'm going to stop working for a few weeks, then I'm going to come back. So I had to work for a part of my day, and I had to learn for the rest of it. Now, to make sure that I stand the test, and I do what I'm supposed to, my rabbi said that not only are you supposed to do kiru, but you're supposed to make sure that you eliminate any yetzara that you have. My biggest yetzara is success for money. Because that's how I measure the score. You know, it's not that you like money, it's not that I even need so much. Especially when you change your life. I'm not buying any planes or anything. You just want to have food and make sure that your kids can eat. But the reality is that when you're in a business world, you're used to success, you continue making more, not because you need more, but it's a way to keep score. It's like, oh, I'm doing good because I made more money this month. I'm doing not so good because I made less money this month. That's usually how businessmen do. They keep score based on their success. So I know my own test, and my rabbi also knows my own test. He says, listen, there's a big yetzara in the world. There's a big avodah zarah in the world. I said, what kind of problem? This is a big problem. What kind of problem is it? He says, Hashem gave a nevuah, gave a prophecy of what's going to happen right before Mashiach comes. I said, what is it? He says that Am Yisrael is going to go worship the God of money, the God of gold. I said, you mean money? He said, exactly. I said, so anytime that money becomes involved, people's perspective changes. If I'm going to pay for it, then I'm going to dictate what he's going to say, because now he's my employee. If he's not getting money out of it, then what is he getting out of it? So we decided to do what we've been doing for the last 4.5 years, which every lecture, wherever we go, we don't charge. Everyone at the shiur comes up with a single conclusion. There is no reason, there is no benefit for me to tell you anything that I just said for the last however much time it's been, other than you getting closer to Hashem. It's the only way to measure the score now, since it's not money, is success. What's success? Jews doing tshuva.